everyone. Nettie Owens with Sapari Solutions, and we're back with another interview for what every business needs to know right now. I've brought Jerry Nylund with me from Trade Press Services today to talk about marketing, and she has just a wealth of knowledge to share. I'm so excited to bring her to you today. Let me give you a little bit of background on her company, Trade Press Services, and just so that you can be familiar with who you're listening to. She serves B2B companies that are looking to grow and recognize the fact that growth requires planning. Isn't that so true? Like, we could just stop there. That's the aha moment that, that everyone needs to hear. It's definitely not a fly by the seat of your pants, but the best kind of growth is planned for. Through planning and evaluation, she helps clients expand their marketing outreach, increase visibility in their marketplaces, and develop recognition as a thought leader in their industry. Welcome, Jerry. It's so good to have you here.
Thank you very much for inviting me to participate. I appreciate it.
So we're going to jump right in with some questions about marketing. And really, the elephant in the room here is that a lot of companies do not have a marketing plan. And tell me a little bit about what you're seeing and why you're seeing, like, what is your opinion after so many years about why companies are trying to do this without a plan?
Well, I think it goes back to the old adage, failing to plan is planning to fail. I think that was Churchill or some wise person. But I think that there are a lot of CEOs who just don't have marketing experience. They may be experts in their product or service or in finance, but they're not marketeers. And so they think of the process as something, well, the salespeople should handle because the salespeople are responsible for bringing in the dollars. So that's what marketing is. Or they think it's overwhelming. Or they think that, well, I really do have a plan, but it's not written and communicated. So I think those are some of the problems with why companies don't have plans.
Are you finding that it's more important now or kind of the same as usual? What are you seeing now? I mean, especially with the change in how business is being done, the relevance of creating that plan.
I think it's more important than ever. It's always been important, but I think it's a great opportunity to put everyone on the same page. You know, what marketing planning can do for you is to help the CEO and the leadership team develop common goals, common vision, mission, and really get on the same page and understand what their roles and responsibilities are in contributing to the success of a company. So a marketing plan isn't something you do once a year. It's something you do and you evaluate, you monitor it on an ongoing basis so that you can tweak it, so you can make changes, so you can do corrective action. And what better time than now in this COVID pandemic when everything is turned upside down, to really be able to take a look at your plan and say, whoops, what's working, what's not working, what can we do more of, what should we do less of?
I'm so glad you addressed it in that way, because I was going to ask you about sort of the naysayers who say, well, we made a marketing plan and then coronavirus and quarantine and everything happened, and now our plans are out the window. But you're saying a marketing plan is a living document, so it's something that you use as a guide, if I'm hearing you correctly, but then also that you're adapting to the changes that are in the marketplace, looking at what's working, what's not working. Is that correct?
Really what it's about, and that it becomes a more collaborative effort. So sometimes the marketing plan was written by the marketing department, but what happens to the sales and the business development people and the customer service people and the product development people and the inventory management people? You know, they should be contributing their thoughts and ideas and input and where they fit into marketing in general. So marketing isn't as dry and clear cut as it once was.
That's true. And so given that, are there some guidelines that we can go by on how to start this plan, or are there certain components that need to be part of the plan?
Sure. I think what many people do is they don't take the time to develop a comprehensive plan that really starts with putting the vision and the mission down on paper so everybody knows what you're trying to achieve, what you're in business to do. And I think that's where it starts. And from there, you want to go into what your goals are. You try and quantify them, whether it's, number of new clients or customers, or number of repeat business, or number of new marketplaces you're going to go into. You want to be able to quantify goals. The next part of a marketing plan is the strategy. So what strategies are you going to use to achieve each of the goals that you set forth? And then the tactics. What are the individual activities and programs and initiatives that will support each of the strategies? So that's where most people stop. And that's where things begin to fall apart. Because what they haven't done is they haven't put a budget together for their marketing plan.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a marketing plan that's unfunded, of what value is it? So
Right.
if you have a marketing budget, and then you look at your goals and your strategies and tactics, you may see that you have to revise them. So getting a marketing budget has to be part of the process that most people forget about. And then after that, there's also assignment of responsibilities and scheduling. So if you don't know who's responsible for each of those goals, strategies, and tactics, things can fall through the cracks. So we need an assignment of responsibilities, and here's where there can be some teamwork and some cross-department collaboration. And once you have your assignment of responsibilities, we need a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's going to happen when, what are first quarter activities, what are second quarter activities, third and fourth. And then lastly, we have to monitor that plan. So we have to be able to look at the plan on a monthly basis or a bi-monthly basis and say, how's it coming? What have we done? What's working? What isn't working? Let's go back to the drawing board. And we have to be able to not only hold one another accountable for our areas of responsibilities, but not to point the finger when something goes awry and we get into problem-solving mode and roll up our sleeves and say, what can we do differently? Where can we improve? And I think it's the last 4 steps, that budgeting, assignment of responsibilities, scheduling, and evaluation, that really puts the meat on the marketing plan and can make it successful.
I could not agree more. I mean, I think companies kind of run the gamut. You have folks who are simply at the whim of whomever shows up on their business doorstep and says, I have advertising to sell you, and then they buy it, and they don't have a plan, and it's just, whatever comes along. I think there are companies that have the outline of the plan that you talked about, but then they never get to that budgeting and assignment of responsibilities and follow through that really makes it a living document, and not something that you just look at once a year. So it needs that full scope. You at Trade Press Services, you guys do this really, really well. I'd like to share your website here. People can reach out to you through tradepressservices.com. You can see how they do it. And there's also an ability to opt in to an email list. Is that correct?
Yes, we produce a monthly newsletter called Marketing Insights. It's very short and it's practical and gives ideas and tips on a wide variety of topics related to marketing.
Thank you so much for being here. This has been fantastic. I really appreciate your time today.
My pleasure. Have a good rest of your day.